It looked like it's happening. Angel Reese is asking out of Chicago already.
Angel Reese officially puts the Chicago Sky on notice. We're not doing the same thing this offseason that we did last offseason. Stop bringing me bums to play with.
Angel Reese just told the Chicago Tribune she isn't settling for what happened this year and demanded that the Sky bring in the league's top players to surround her. Bold statement, right? But here's the reality check. She leads the league in turnovers despite missing weeks of action and still struggles to finish even the simplest layups. Things got so bad she even landed herself a suspension. Reese wants an overhaul of her teammates, but maybe it's her that Chicago actually needs to reconsider. Could Angel Reese be the biggest hoax in WNBA history? One thing's certain, she's no Caitlin Clark. Drop a comment below. Are you Team Clark, the baby goat, or Team Reese, the baby giraffe? Let's go.
Stop bringing me these players. I want the best of the best. I want the upper echelon.
Angel Reese is fed up. She's tired of the losing. She's tired of being the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. She is fed up with the Chicago Sky, and it looks like Angel Reese wants out. It looks like she wants.
Imagine demanding your teammates be replaced, only to end up as the one your own franchise might be ready to move on from. That's exactly the spot Angel Reese put herself in after speaking to the Chicago Tribune. She didn't hold back either. Reese made it clear she wasn't settling for another season like this one, insisting that surrounding her with top talent was non-negotiable. But those words didn't sound like a true franchise cornerstone willing to grow with her team. They came off more like a diva trying to gut her roster on the record.
See what Angel Reese had to say. I'm not settling for the same shit we did this year. Oh boy. Reese told the Tribune, we have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me. I'm willing and wanting to play with the best. And however I can help to get the best here, that's what I'm going to do this offseason. So it's going to be very, very important this offseason to make sure we attract the best of the best, because we can't settle for what we have this year. Overhaul this roster.
That interview didn't just ruffle feathers. It reportedly infuriated teammates and even veterans across the league. Word is a locker room sit-down had to be organized just to address the fallout. That's not a sign of a healthy team, that's damage control. Think about it. Someone who hasn't proven herself yet causes so much chaos that half the roster needs a meeting. That's not leadership. That's dysfunction.
So it stated multiple lead sources told Front Office Sports that the entire team has seen Angel Reese comments that teammates are unhappy with the direct attacks. A team meeting is planned at which players are expected to address Reese directly.
Of all Reese's comments, one of the ugliest shots was aimed at Courtney Vandersloot. Despite Vandersloot being sidelined all season with an ACL injury, Reese brushed her off in dismissive fashion, implying she was too old to matter for the Sky's present or future. That one cut deep. Vandersloot isn't just another player. She's a championship-winning point guard, a master floor general, and one of the league's most respected veterans. Carelessly tossing her aside doesn't just disrespect Vandersloot, it sends a message to every veteran still suiting up. If she's not safe from that kind of shade, no one is.
We can't rely on Courtney to come back at that age that she's at, Reese said. I know she'll be a great asset for us, but we can't rely on that. We need someone probably a little younger with some experience, somebody who's been playing the game and is willing to compete for a championship and has done it before. Courtney Vandersloot, by the way, two-time WNBA champion, 5-time All-Star, 2-time All-WNBA first team, left the New York Liberty, a championship caliber team, to come help out the Chicago. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, oh, damn, oh, damn. It's all right, Courtney.
And here's where the irony hits hard. The Chicago front office had already gone out of its way to build around Reese. Remember, they gave up Sonia Citron, who's not only in the thick of the Rookie of the Year race but already earned All-Star honors in her first season, to land Ariel Atkins. That was supposed to be the win-now move, giving Reese the proven talent she claimed she needed. But instead of showing gratitude, Reese acted like the roster and staff were never good enough. You can't accuse the front office of standing still when they sacrificed a potential franchise cornerstone just to cater to you.
It is looking spooky in Chicago. This lady Reese says she doesn't believe her teammates Rachel Berman or Haley Van Lith are capable of leading them to the leading the playoff team. Guard Ariel Atkins is another player on the Sky roster with WNBA championship experience. We are aware of it, Marsh stated. We are addressing.
This would have been frustrating enough if she had only taken shots at the vets. But she didn't stop there. Even the younger players like Haley Van Lith caught strays. Her words made it sound like the whole team was either too old, too average, or too soft. Veterans felt disrespected. Younger teammates felt written off. And suddenly the one person who was supposed to unify the locker room became the one everyone turned against. Ree wanted a rally, but instead drew the fire inward.
We need great players, and I don't know what that will attract that. Maybe the practice facility will attract that. We'll see. But I think the priority is being able to convince free agents that this is an organization that is going in the right direction. I think, honestly, it would be a leap of faith for a great player to come here and show that this is something that they want to be a part of, and we can bring that championship mentality. A leap of faith to think that a great player would want to come to Chicago. Oh boy.
And when you weigh that against her on-court impact, it's easy to see why the whole power play backfired. If you're going to put yourself above the rest of the roster, you'd better be carrying the team with undeniable dominance. Instead, Ree was the one who looked out of rhythm, the piece that didn't fit into the system she was so eager to reshape. The vision she tried to sell may have only exposed a harder truth Chicago didn't want to face. The problem wasn't just the roster she criticized. It might actually be Angel Reese herself. What makes that sting even more is the irony. While she kept pushing for roster upgrades and demanding star-level teammates, she struggled with one of basketball's most basic tasks: simply keeping possession of the ball.
Hey, it's not all her fault. Her teammates stink. They gotta catch that, right? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Scooby, down the butter. Butter? Time of the year is the best. You got pumpkin spice football and Angel Reese layups. Final play of the game, Angel Reese clutch. Womp, womp, womp. That's my Barbie.
What if the very player calling for a roster overhaul was actually the one weighing her own team down? That's the reality with Angel Reese. On paper, the stats look fine. Around 14 to 15 points a night with double-digit rebounds. Respectable at first glance. But dig deeper, and she's leading the entire WNBA in turnovers, despite missing weeks with injury. Let that sink in. Fewer games, fewer minutes than most stars, yet still more giveaways than anyone else. That's not dominance, that's recklessness. Instead of elevating Chicago, Reese's mistakes kept pulling them back.
20% of the time, Angel Reese gets her shot blocked inside of 9 feet. And 100% of the time, she's doggy doo-doo. Burn! Give it to the lady in orange. Uh-oh, you're out. Simon didn't say. 101 turnovers in 26 games for our 2K cover. She's a stat stopper. Burn! At least she always brings the boom. I'll see you tomorrow night. Burn!
Turnovers can happen when a player pushes the pace. But with Ree, it went beyond aggression. Her giveaways exposed impatience, poor decision-making, and a lack of composure under pressure. And the problems didn't end there. Discipline became another glaring issue, this time with technical fouls. Instead of being the steady leader, she was constantly jawing at refs, losing focus, and piling up whistles that directly hurt her team. The low point came when she reached her 8th technical of the season, triggering an automatic one-game suspension. For a supposed franchise cornerstone, that's not leadership. It's a liability.
You're watching the bottom of your screen. The contact by Reese.
You can see Angel's right hand got Aaliyah Edwards on the head. And if they do, Lisa, I'm okay with that too, because I think you have to officiate these teams very tightly. So it'll be a technical foul on Angel.
That suspension didn't land on some random Tuesday. It came right before one of the most anticipated matchups of the season. Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever. Fans had circled that game for weeks. The league had hyped it as a budding rivalry. And yet Rhee managed to take herself out of it. Not because of injury, not for rest, but for striking Aaliyah Edwards in the head on a rebound battle. Intentional or not, the refs saw enough to make the call, and the league had no choice but to enforce the suspension. That wasn't just a personal embarrassment. It was a self-inflicted blow to her own team at the worst possible moment.
Angel Reese, oh damn, has been assessed with 8 technical fouls, and she will be suspended for Friday game unless it is rescinded. And I'm telling you right now, look, he said it best, her attitude. That mug ain't getting rescinded. Angel Reese has struck out again.
The irony here is almost impossible to ignore. The Chicago Sky, a team supposedly built around Rhee, often looked sharper, freer, and more energized without her on the court. The ball zipped around with better flow, the defense tightened up with urgency, and at times they even managed to pull off wins in her absence. Think about how backward that is. A true star is supposed to raise the ceiling to make everyone around them better. But in Rhee's case, the less she played, the more her team seemed to thrive. It was the image of a franchise player flipped upside down. Ask a Sky fan if she feels like their future foundation, and many would say it's the opposite. More like an anchor holding the team back. She wanted to cement herself as the centerpiece, but the results told a different story. What good are 15 points and 12 rebounds if they're buried under sloppy turnovers, endless jawing with refs, and suspensions during critical moments? Watching Rhee on the court didn't feel like watching a savior. It felt like watching a liability, someone you couldn't trust when it mattered most.